Are your audio meditations, subliminals, hypnosis, and binaural beats just not giving you the results they should be? Then what could be missing? Why do you still have unseen blocks and limitations of self after investing so much time already? Well, let's quickly reference how these forms of meditation affect your consciousness or state. Binaural beats like holosync and Om harmonics are a form of brainwave entrainment. These audio meditations affect your consciousness through altering or entraining your brainwaves to resonate with certain frequencies. Alpha, delta, or even deeper theta states are the desired frequency ranges for maximal benefits. Hypnosis and subliminal audios are generally meant to affect your subconsciousness, where deeper-rooted issues can exist and be stored that you aren't consciously aware of. And positive thinking, affirmations, visualizations, and almost all personal growth work on your conscious mind. But if you're not where you want to be and you are affecting your consciousness at these levels with the best of different audio meditations and methods, what hope is there for truly transforming your deeper blocks, issues, and limitations into personal freedom, health, happiness, and unbounded possibilities? Countless pseudo-relaxing but ultimately frustrating hours of subliminals waiting to see any real changes? More faking it till you make it? Trying to believe self-affirmations, which can feel like incongruent lies? Or is there something else that could be missing in consciousness programming and audio meditation entirely? After all, you're doing the work and you care about resolving your limitations. I mean, you're already working on the brainwave, subconscious, and conscious mind levels to affect your state, rewire, and reprogram your thoughts and beliefs. If thoughts and beliefs form your reality, then maybe there's something going on in other parts of your consciousness that has still been untouched or unaffected. But aren't we already covering it all? Well, what if we take a more expanded qualitative outlook on your conscious or awake mind? We'll find it more specifically to be your mental, physical, emotional, sexual, spiritual consciousness. These conscious energies are the effective practical areas of self in which you can feel, sense, and know subjective reality daily when you're not sleeping. So instead of the general conscious mind, we could really call this qualitative, and what you may find is more accurate outlook, your holistic consciousness. With this expanded outlook of self, it would respect that the experiential feelings of happiness, spiritual bliss, or the sensations of an orgasm are different than the mere thoughts of them because there are different types of experiential energies. And your holistic consciousness, you could call your waking states of mind, body, heart, sexiness, and soul. And it's in these areas of self-consciousness in which you can have specific and embedded energy blocks or limiting programming and conditioning that are totally owning and oppressing you on areas more than just mind or the level of thought. Areas that, although conscious, are still out of your reach. So with other reprogramming and audio meditation methods working on your brainwaves, subconsciousness, and generic conscious mind, you may be in effect bypassing the areas of waking self-consciousness where most of your experience lies directly. And this is why you may not be where you want to be, even with all your years of personal development and meditation. Now, with a more detailed picture of your waking consciousness, how can we resolve all of these still untouched mental, emotional, sexual, and spiritual energy blocks holding you back from experiential freedom? And how can we do it without expensive psychotherapy or superficial band-aid solutions? Well, you may have heard this quote before. No problem can be resolved at the same level of consciousness that it was created. From Albert Einstein. Now look at any area you're not very conscious in. It could be rocket science, auto repair, computer software programming. Now imagine when you last tried to resolve an issue there. What was the experience like? Your body's temperature rises, you start getting anxiety, and your physiology is uncomfortable and out of whack. Maybe you've even kicked tires, punched computer screens, or said things heated in the moment that you later regretted. Looking at it consciously now, you'll realize the frustrating experience of stress only existed at a lower level of consciousness, below the ability to solve the problem. Think of a time where you had an aha and became above the level of the problem. The stress is transformed into relief, even instantly and permanently for that issue. Like when someone with more consciousness shows you where to make the right turn that you couldn't find on a street map, or shows you how to resolve a software problem that had you stumped. Oh, that was easy. Your level of consciousness changed your experience. Right now, you have some issues that are still above you and owning you, where you're clueless in some areas of self. Thus, you just have to increase your consciousness in some area to dissolve their energy and effect entirely. Because your natural holistic state is one of balance, health, and wellness. Instead of becoming more conscious or improving in a logical skill, trade, or area of knowledge, now we're just covering in your consciousness of self. It's your waking quality of life experience in mind, heart, body, sexiness, and soul. Your subjectivity in what you know and experience as reality. And it's not just your mind. Logic, book knowledge, and education cannot resolve all of your problems because they are in other areas of consciousness and experience. If you have emotional blocks, issues, torments, heavily conditioned programs and associations, or deep limiting beliefs, it's best or most effective to heal and resolve them with higher emotional consciousness directly. If you have sexual blocks, anxieties, or unreleasable issues, it's best to use higher sexual consciousness, and so forth. I mean, they say an emotion can be 1,000 times more powerful than a thought, and that kind of accrued power is still working against you. So how can you personally and privately clean out the skeletons, not just in your closet, but the ones all over your house and that you carry with you to meetings and work and when you're supposed to be having fun? How can you be free? Unfortunately, a lot of well-intended, relevant-sounding audio meditations often bypass the direct engagement of most of your conscious energies, which leaves you continually frustrated for spending so much time on them waiting to see results. And where does that continued path lead? Or they may help you to get your thought house in order, but obviously the experience is you are still living with oppression in these other areas of self, and subconscious audios like hypnosis or subliminals that still can't connect and engage each conscious energy on a deeper level may only have an indirect effect. You just can't speak to your emotional or sexual energy from logic and think that any amount of logic power will have an effect on it. So what can you do now after being introduced to an expanded outlook on your conscious mind? How can you really connect and engage those energies which may still be far out of your reach? Well, becoming more conscious in your heart, sexiness, and soul, for example, can be dauntingly new and scary, especially if you still value and prefer mind and body. It may seem like you have to go face to face with your skeletons and suffer through this entire process to get to the greater you that you're hoping to reveal and be. I mean, you've already spent so many years just on improving your mind. So why not just make the transformational process actually fun and enjoyable while really hitting home with the exact strategy we just covered? So that instead of brainwave, subconscious, and general conscious mind work, we can now go into affecting the recesses of your mind, body, heart, sexiness, and soul for true holistic transformation of consciousness. And how about we do it in a way that literally does all the work for you in the easygoing, relaxing audio meditation format that you're already used to, with the relevant areas that matter to your personal, spiritual, and professional growth and performance? How about the freedom of doing it on your own time with the comfort of complete privacy? And how about experiencing immediate results and changes that you and others you care about will feel and know are real and lasting? Well, the long wait for ridiculous power in the audio meditation format is over, and it's time I introduce you to Powerliminals. It's the first and only audio meditation brand to effectively connect, engage, heal, and release through higher consciousness in each of your waking areas of self: mind, body, heart, sexiness, and soul. All were necessary in the specific subject areas that are really owning you, affecting, and holding you back in life. Now, you can experience previously unreleasable issues permanently start melting away automatically and fast, without conscious effort or struggle on your part, so that you're transformed on all levels of self. I think it was your intention to finally resolve these issues. Now, there's not just thinking and hoping for priceless personal freedom, but the feeling, sensing, knowing, and living it. To discover more about Powerliminals or browse our exciting, expanding catalog, just go to www.powerliminals.com and start reprogramming your consciousness permanently for awakening results today.